being the name of our company.
Now our plan was really pretty simple, like get jobs, work a million hours, and try to survive. And boy, not only did we survive, we had a blast. We had a ton of fun driving in the truck. How many jobs could we do today? We left in the morning, sometimes tired, we came back tired, but we kept plugging along day after day after. We were 6 to 7 days a week, all the time.
We rented this little, it was more like a closet than an office. It was in the basement of a guy's office building that we actually did some repair work for. We just worked literally day and night, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, and we were surviving.
But we knew over time that things had to change. We already had our license, we got our inspector's license, Rob got his license, we got all the credentials. We knew there must have been a whole lot more than just credentials.
We sat down and we said, we got to do something different. We got to make a change.
We knew that we had to create a system, a company, this company of yellow and black. Something that was so different, so noticeable. That's when we decided to build an empire.
And it would become what we would consider to be like a one-stop shop, more like a department store than a specialty shop.
We wanted to be more than just an electrical company. We wanted to be a place where a homeowner can give a call to one number and get their plumbing, their heating, their cooling, their electrical, clogged drains. They could get everything done.
In a few years, Gold Medal added plumbing, heating, and cooling services. Now with 145 trucks and 190 employees, Gold Medal is on track to hit $32 million in sales this year. He's only in the office about 2 or 3 times a week now, but he's still busy because other service company owners started asking how he did it. That's when he realized his knowledge, his experience, might be more valuable to them even than it is to him.
Nobody's really stepping in and really serving these people. So I said, why don't we go out there and let's just change lives for anybody in any type of service business.
Phone calls and Facebook posts grew into a full-blown consulting business in 2013. CEO Warrior.
Well, you've probably heard our story of how we grew our service business into a $32 million a year service empire, and it was acquired by a private equity company. Then we went on to start CEO Warrior, so we could help change the lives of other service business owners.
Boom. Good morning, everybody. I am so glad you're here. Congrats on investing in yourself. If you're as excited as I am, can you go in the chat bar and type in excited? Because I'm very excited today. The other thing is, while I was watching that video, I figured something out. I clearly don't know what I should do with my face. I have had a goatee. I have had a beard, but I shaved for you today. What do you think? Should I go back with the goatee? Should I go with the beard, or should I just leave it this way? Let's take a simple vote. I'm just curious. But nice job facing fear, because fear being here, maybe having to deal with an issue while you're in this training, fear of loss of revenue for the day, fear of if you want to grow. And I mean, we had so many people registered, hundreds of people registered, but you're the brave ones that said, you know what? Without new understandings, how will I get new results? Without new understandings, how will I get new results? Now, I promise you, today is going to be jam-packed. It's going to, they say drink it from a fire hose. This is going to be like if you tried to drink the ocean. But my question for you is this. Do you want me to give you less and go slower, or you want me to give you everything I got today? Type it in the chat bar. You want less, or you want me to give you everything that I got today? All right, I see a lot of bring it, go hard. My next question is, do you want me to end on time or go until we're done? Because you invested your day, then I'm thinking, let's go. And I know originally I was like, maybe we'll end around 4, but 4 o'clock is like, we're just warmed up. So if it's cool with you, we're going to go till we're done. If you got to plan dinner and stuff, like have family open up the door, throw a sandwich at you, because I do not want to hold anything back. The fact that you're here is you're an action taker. Now I want you go until we fall. And some of you have been with me before. So yeah, I know you just want me to go till midnight or something. Make sure you got your pen and paper ready, because there's going to be a lot of stuff I'm going to share. And sometimes just the one thing is the whole thing. And my question for you right now, and type it in the chat bar, is how many things do you need from me today to change your life forever? How many things do you need from me today to set you on a brand new direction, a brand new, and you know what? I don't care if you have no business. I don't care if you're 1 truck. I don't care if you're 1,000 trucks. I don't care if you're a manager, a service expert, doesn't matter to me. I promise you that this training will not only be a little enlightening, it will be awakening for you, because one, the world is just a little wild now. We might as well call it the wild, wild west. But see, the wild, wild west was only a problem for people who didn't train for the wild, wild west. Now, if you are a super action taker, can you just type in action taker in the chat bar for me? And if it's cool with you, and on all my trainings, I say the same thing. I want to communicate and work with you. I don't want to talk at you. I've been on so many trainings with just people that are teaching, they're not super skilled, and you start to fall over. Have you ever been in a training where your eyes rolled in the back of your head because you're like, you just can't even, it's like you're just staring at a screen? Yes? Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. So what I want to do is, this is going to be very interactive. I'm going to talk to you. You're going to talk with me. I'll tell you my whole team that's on here. And for some of you that don't know who I am, I'm Mike Agliaro, and I'm one of the founders of CEO Warrior, and also one of the founders of Gold Medal Service, who you looked at and watched in the video. But what is CEO Warrior? Because if you came here, maybe you're new and you just tripped across the Facebook ad, or maybe you got email attacking you or something. CEO Warrior, just so you guys know, is a training and implementation organization, okay? And we give in real time, cutting edge, and the best training and the best implementation plans on the planet, hands down. It's exactly what we do. And I know we have a bunch of clients on here that have been with us for a while. And if you've been with me for a while and you're in my world already, is that true? You let me know if that's true, if we're the best in the world at delivering information to give you results. Now, look, I don't say this next part to brag to you. I just say it because we are producers of information that will change your life. I mean, I've personally written over 17 books. We have a CEO Warrior podcast. We have a magazine. We have Toolkit. We have all kinds of stuff. And if you have ever read any of my books or been on the podcast, type in the chat bar a big boom and throw some dollar signs in there. My other question is, how many of you have attended our Service Business Edge event, or our Service Business? We just did a Service Business Live. It was 3 days, 40 hours, over 3 days of training. And if you've been to that, how was that training? And if you came to that training, just like you came today saying, man, Mike, how am I going to sit in front of this screen all day? Well, I promise you, you're going to be with us in this screen all day, and you're going to be hooked on it. Not hooked on me. You're going to be hooked on the information and the change that it could make. Now, I got to make sure some of you know who is here, okay? Who's joining us, because we have a lot of different clients. We have Centurion clients. These are some of our highest level clients. And if we have any Centurions in the house, type in, boom, Centurion. And we have Warrior Circle members. Those are people in our middle level program. These are people that want to drive. These are people that have taken their company from 1 million to 8 million in a couple of years. And then we have Accelerator Warriors. These are people in our one of our lowest programs. Welcome Accelerators. If you're an accelerator, type in, boom, Accelerator. And if you're brand new and you're just like, newbie here, baby, then type in newbie. Proud, be proud of it, because once you're in our world and you get a jolt of what opportunity in life could be like, you know, if you said to me going back, I don't know, I was 24 years old and now I'm level 50. Now I'm level 50 as of May 29th. And if you said to me at 24 years old, when I started my electrical contracting business, and are any of you Sparkies? If you're a Sparky, type in Sparky. And if you told me when I was 24, did I think the land of possibility, the world of possibility would be a $32 million company, 200 employees, 165 trucks, 200 million over a 10-year period? I would have said to you, no. If you asked me, are you the best electrician in the planet? I would say, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I only throw a couple people in that bracket, myself, my business partner, Rob, and I'll throw my brother in there, Tony. And if anybody needs electrical work in New Jersey, my brother is one of the best in the world. That's why I put him in the bracket. But if you told me, was the best in the world an electrician going to grow the greatest service company to give my employees a life that they never dreamed of? I would say, no, I never thought that till it happened. And throughout today, I'm going to give you as many things here, okay? As many things here as I can in a day, but you got to realize as much as I give you in a day and jolt you, there's going to be more probably that you're going to need over time. There's just going to be. So let's hang on for the ride here. Now, I want to ask you a question here, another question. One, is it okay if I give hurtful truths, or do you want comforting lies? What do you want from me? Is it okay if I push a little bit, or you just want me to be super gentle? Because what I found out is that gentle has kept a lot of people stuck. It's kept a lot of people with their head in the sand. I mean, we are facing right now, one of the largest purges of business owners in history. Now, you may not think that's true because it's summertime. And please, I don't mean to be offensive or anything, but can I just be my real true self? Is that okay? My true tattooed crazy self? Can I do that today? Because here's the deal. You know, an idiot could make money in the summer. Is that true? Like, anybody can make money in the summer. Money's falling from the sky. But the purge is happening. I don't say the purge to scare you. I tell you to actually excite you a little bit, because I'll share a little bit about our clients through the training. And I can't say all of them, but I'm going to say a lot of them that listen, implement, put things in place. They're having the greatest year ever in 2020, highest sales year ever in 2020. And people, but the industry as a whole, service industry, and understand we're in over 40 different industries, it's down like 25%. I'm like, oh my goodness, nobody was helping them. While we're going through the training, you will see in and out here, you'll probably see Nelson the most. Nelson, wave, Nelson, because Nelson, okay, all right, he did a peace sign to everybody. Nelson is on the sound, on the music. He'll have timers for us. He'll be playing videos. He'll be with us all day. He's full-time on our team. You've met Mike Disney, our COO, and we also have others on our team. You might see Caroline pop in and out, Catherine. We got Denise. We got Larry. You will see a whole bunch of my team. They'll be talking to you. Aaron might pop in there. You'll see my beautiful wife, probably. There she is on the screen. And guess what? As I'm talking to you here, they're going to talk to you in the chat bar. They're going to talk to you in the chat bar. And they're all so skilled at what they do. They're so skilled at what they do. But, you know, when you think about this and you think about winning, and who wants to win? Do you want to win? Type in winning if you want to win. Because I feel that today in the world, some people don't even want to win. They want winning, but they don't feel they're deserving of winning. They're still grinding it out in a truck. Now, if you guys want to talk about, you know, digging holes, crawling in crawl spaces, climbing in attics. I mean, I climbed in so many crawl spaces as an electrician. I could almost tell you the breed of cat, but the minute I smell the litter box, I'm not kidding. I mean, and I could tell you what kind of insulation the minute I open that attic door, because I've had so much. And have you had insulation in your back or maybe your butt or like every part of your human body and you like just beg not to itch? Has that happened to you, or it's just me? Probably just me. But, you know, so I want to let you know this information is not coming from a perspective of guessing. I did not read this in a book. I've learned by making so many mistakes. And then I learned how to do it the right way. I learned how to do it the right way. And the one thing that happened to us, and I want to share it because there's always questions, is 3 years ago, we were getting chased. Rob and I, our company was getting chased to be acquired for so many years. I mean, man, 10 years ago, probably roughly 10 years ago, we were offered $8 million for our company 10 years ago. I wasn't interested. But then people changed and we did sell to a $40 billion company 3 years ago. And your question is, Mike, why'd you sell? Because we've been doing CEO Warrior for 6 years now. And you know what? It was fun doing the business. I loved my team and my employees, but I was not going to be able to change, hands down, the whole industry. So I will let you know why we're here today is, one, we want to change the whole industry. I don't want any service company anywhere in the world to suffer. I don't. And the other cool thing that I think you should really think about is I'm here because I want to be here, not because I have to be here. When you sell a $32 million business that's doing double-digit profit, and you can imagine, I don't have to wake up early in the morning to come here. I'm here because, one, I'm going to change the world in the industry. And two, I refuse to let this economy go in the crapper because of everything that's happening. And as a service business owner, or whatever you do, as a service company, we have a responsibility to hold this economy up and refuse. And I want you to write this down. Refuse to participate. You know, in 2008, did anybody get punched in the face in 2008? Can you type in the chat bar, punched in the face? In 2008, and I don't know about who watches. Do you guys, anybody watch UFC? I'll use UFC reference because I don't watch baseball. I don't watch football. It's just not something I do. But I like UFC. I like combat. Being a martial artist of 35 years. Any other martial artist in the house? Type in the chat bar. 35 years. I learned that 2008 was coming, and I knew you're going to enter the octagon. And I believe you'll enter the octagon again this year. We've already entered some of the octagon. My clients didn't matter. We've been training. We've been training because we know that with training, you're prepared. Okay? With training, you're prepared. But 2008, I used one phrase, everybody. One phrase. And it changed the game forever. I never had a down year. I never even had a flat year. The minimum extra we added to the company a year was $1 million. The phrase was this. I said we, because I had, at that time, 2008, I don't know, 100 something employees. We are not going to participate in this. We're not. We will be the creators. Pay attention, everybody. We will create our own economy. That's what we will do. We will create our own economy and how we think, in what we do, in what we say, in the actions, in the training. We are the creators of our own economy. And it played out perfect. That's why when this crazy pandemic, nobody's seen it coming. And look, it doesn't matter. And I'll talk about, you know what the new norm is? I want to give you your new norm. Here's your new norm, everybody. I want your new norm to be success. Is that okay? That's the only new norm. That's the only new norm. I want you to be successful. All right. Now, the sad thing is that the world, there's a lot of people out there, you know, organizations have been flooded with copycat marketers. The industry is a muddy mess in a lot of them. There's people teaching things that are hurtful. There's people that are teaching you things in free Facebook groups, and they're giving you from a perspective of where they're at, not where they were, not where they're going. You know, if you're a $2 million company, should you be doing what a $32 million company is doing right now? Probably not. How do you even know that timing is right? So I want to give you things, but also share some timing, since there might be people on all different perspectives there, on all different perspectives. Have you ever watched or read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? Type in the chat bar. Have you ever read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? The summary is that the cheese, these two people go for the cheese and the cheese is moved. One decides to keep going where the cheese was and he pretty much going to die. The other one goes on a quest for new cheese, to find cheese. Let me tell you the part the book never told you, which I want to make this training today. The book never told you the person that never runs out of cheese is the cheese maker. It's the cheese maker, everybody. It's the cheese maker. Type that in the chat bar, cheese maker. Because when you're the cheese maker, you get to capitalize and you get to win on things. You get to win. Now, we've done a lot of different formats of training. This is our first time doing a one-day, all-day live training. So welcome to this one. I'm super excited to give you this information. And I'm not looking, as much as this might be motivational, if it's cool with you, I'm not looking for this to be an entertainment venue. This is a transformation venue. Is that cool? Can you type in cool in the chat bar if that's cool? This is a transformation, because you know what? When you have motivation, motivation dies off. Tomorrow you'll wake up, I won't be there yelling and excited for you, and then all of a sudden, boom. But transformation is permanent. Transformation, change is permanent. And that's what I want for everybody by the end of the day. Now, can I have, do we got any Italians in the house? Type in Italian if we got any Italians in the house. Sometime when my Italian kicks in, also what follows it is a little bit of cursing. Now, is anybody going to be really, really offended if some curse words fly? If you are, I would say you have a couple choices. One, you could beep them out in your mind, like beep, beep. Number two, maybe you don't have any small children in the room. Number three, just pray for me later. Just give me more prayers. I am so fine with myself, but it's okay with you. I don't want to have to worry about what I say or how I say it to serve you. Okay? If that's okay, type in okay. All right. I'm also not going to worry about spelling today. It's so funny. Somebody years ago in one of my Facebook posts, and it must have been one of those days for me, they're like, you should pay attention to your spelling. And I'm like, okay, well, it didn't keep me from getting to 32 million. Like, what's the point? So we're not going to worry about my spelling either. I have this thing I'll write with. It don't have spell check. It don't have spell check. Okay. The other thing is, I want to let you know, most failures today, I'll talk a little bit about business failures. They are a lot by trying to help others before you helped yourself. And I want today to honor you for helping yourself. You know, I love in the airplane, when the airplane and they go through that beginning, like if the plane's going to go down, make sure you grab the mask and put it on yourself first, because if you put it on someone else and then you pass out, you can't help other people. I want to make sure, let's put the mask on you first. Is that cool? Let's get the mask on you first. Let's make sure you help and get to great success and then help as many people. I tell everybody I got the same two focuses. I want to make you really, really wealthy. Is it okay? Type in wealthy if it's okay if I make you really, really wealthy. And when you're really, really wealthy, I only want to ask one favor of you for you to consider. Will you give some of your wealth away to help some people? That's all. That's all I want to do. Will you give some wealth away to somebody who might need a hand or some help? It's the same thing, same things I've always been doing. All right. Now there's no egos here. All right. I'm not impressed by you. I'm not impressed by myself. I'm not impressed by anybody. So let's just keep ourselves. We're not here to prove who's the smartest in the room. I'm going to deliver information. We're going to talk about how to implement it. We're going to talk about how to implement it. All right. What separates this? We tested this stuff. This is not something we have put it in action. We proved it. Okay. And these systems work. Mike, where did you learn all this information? How'd you get so smart? Look, I'm going to save you from I've invested over $2 million in my own education. I mean, Jay Abraham is my own one-on-one coach for the last 3.5 years. He's the highest paid consultant on earth. I've been around Kevin O'Leary, Dan Kennedy. We had Brian Tracy on our stage, Larry Wingett. We even had Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk, right? The good thing is you get to capitalize. I'm not proud I spent $2 million. I just couldn't find someone like me that was going to give me the information that I needed. That's going to give me the information I needed. And I want to give you that. Now, I'm going to ask you, will you have an open mind? Type in open mind. Will you have an open mind today? Number 2, will you play full out? Type in the chat. Will you play full out from now till we're done? Or will you be one of those people that have a lot of distractions? You quit early. What will you do? Now, if I'm not delivering at a point, massive value, I don't expect you to stay. I don't expect you to invest in yourself. Now, I will tell you that will not happen, because this is going to be value from the minute we jump in the workbook to the minute we get out of the workbook. Okay. And you already, I'm sure, took a look at that workbook, and it is filled with information. So if you're super committed with me to go through this whole day, not stop, ferociously, knowing it will change your life in this one day, give me the biggest boom you've ever given me in the chat bar. The biggest boom ever. Now, there'll be points we'll have to stand up and shake out your body, because otherwise you're going to get stiff if you keep sitting down. I'd like to apply the 3 quicks here. The 3 quicks, and I want you to write it down, and someone will type it in the chat bar. The first is, a first quick is quick to ask. So if I'm talking about something, you type in the chat bar, ask a question. My team will jump in and ask me the question. If it applies now, we'll do it now. If it applies later, we'll put it in a parking lot. All right. Number 2, quick to take action. Okay. Who's my perfectionist? Raise your hand. Who's my perfectionist? Come on. Okay. Just me and Rachel and Craig. Is that like we're the only ones, right? Well, I got it. Perfectionist. Guess what? I'm going to challenge you a little bit. Write this down. Better done than perfect. I'm just going to tell you, it's better done than perfect. I learned that you could have one person wait to shoot the arrow. They'll just get old waiting to let go of the arrow. Someone else goes, I missed by a little bit. We'll course correct. All right. So we got a quick to act. And the last one, quick to share your win and how. So while we're going through the training and you're like, oh my goodness, that hit me like a ton of bricks, that hit me. I want to share. Wow, that's amazing. I'm going to implement that. Then guess what? Type it in the chat bar. Type it in the chat bar. Now, if you are ready to jump into this amazing workbook here, can you type in, you're so ready? Type in something to let me know how ready you are. All right, it is, and boom. Here we go, everybody. Here we go. All right, so let me get some things dialed in on my screen here, because this is like, it's like NASA Battleship here. You know, this is like playing Battleship. I have to have everything just right for you. Now, this is all about service business growth. It's the Service Business Growth Workshop. Now, I'm going to go through the beginning pages, everybody, pretty quick, because it's just setting a standard for you. It's just setting a standard. But I would say this, why don't you still put your name and your company name in your workbook if you printed it. If you didn't print it, you could just, if you're using a tablet or something. This is taking ownership of your change. I realize you're in your building, like who the hell's going to steal your book? But when you write your name, you've written a commitment. You've written a commitment to yourself. That's what you did. You've written a commitment to yourself. So fill that out real quick. Table of contents, just be clear. We're going to cover, Jay, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. Disclaimer. Let's get this out of the way here right now. This disclaimer here. 1, you got to do your own due diligence. I don't know where you're at in the world. I'm going to teach you what worked for me. You make sure it's legal to work for you. We got people in our world. We work all over the United States, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Malta. We got people all over the world. Do your own due diligence. Of course, make sure you got a good Wi-Fi connection today. We will take some bathroom breaks, but do me a favor. If you go to the bathroom and you bring your Zoom with you, please mute it and shut the camera off. Shut the camera off. I watched a video, a woman didn't want to get off Zoom on somebody's training. She went in the bathroom and everybody watched her pee, okay? Probably won't shock me or bother me none, but it might bother you. So let's do that. Snacks, keep yourself fueled up today. And if you're a smoker, well, you know what? Maybe challenge yourself from smoking so much today, because I don't want you to miss the training. I don't want you to miss the training. Okay. Next part here, super important, everybody. Rules of engagement. Rules of engagement. Okay. I want you here for the whole session. I want you here the whole time. Stay super engaged. Only registered people should be on here. We already talked. You're going to show up and play full out. Write this down, everybody. Get started, stay started. Write it down. I'm watching you. I can see all of you. Get started, stay started. We're going to stay engaged. I realize some of you are probably introverts like me, but guess what? We can see you, but we're not close to you. So just talk to us in the chat bar. Okay. Let's make sure we have a little bit of fun. I'm sure I will say something that's inappropriate one time or another. Most of you will laugh. Some of you might be annoyed. If you're annoyed, just deal with it. All right. I know my team already told you, put your name on the Zoom, because when I talk, I want to talk at you. I don't want to talk to, I don't know if you guys watched it. Anybody watch the Game of Thrones? Type in Game of Thrones. My wife and I just watched the whole series again, just like, I don't know, weeks ago. This is not the place of many faces, right? This is not the woman of many faces. I want to know what face I'm talking to, right? Keep yourself muted unless we call upon you. Keep interruptions to a minimum. Just be like, unless it's an emergency, tell people you got to do this. And I get it. Some of you got jobs. Look, this is not about taking time. It's about giving you time. It's about giving you time. Okay. The information, it's proprietary information. Don't start throwing it all over the place. Okay. We'll share it if we feel it's appropriate to share it. You invested time. I want you to share it with just yourself. Focus through the day. Focus on progress. And keep your cell phones off. There's no recording of this content. Some of you took advantage of some of our upper level tickets. If you want to still take advantage of that, you hit us up, you let us know, and then you could get the recording. Otherwise, we're not sharing the recording here. Keep an open mind always, okay? If you're saying that won't work for me, you're going to be shut down. I've trained with the top executives at Zappos, Disney, all over the world. Now, I do not have Mickey Mouse, but I applied a whole lot of philosophies from Disney into our service business. Okay. You want to make sure you can learn. We're going to focus on what works. Be careful saying it won't work in my situation. And I want to focus on the critical few. I only brought you critical few here. I brought you stuff that is quick, easy, and fast to implement. If this makes sense, everybody, rules of engagement, type in makes sense, please. Type in makes sense. Also, if it's okay with you, I'd like to give you, John and Mark, I'd like to give you a little bit of things. Build a rules of engagement for your company. Hashtag boom, everybody. Build a rules of engagement for your company. Now, here's a little bit. These are some badass people here. We helped our warriors create over 350 million of impact. Those are warrior belts. I'll talk about that in a little bit. That's what they live for. Win the next belt. I'll show you what the belt looks like, everybody. This is what the belt looks like right here. This happens to be a $7 million champion belt here, okay? Because in the end, everybody is in a competition for something, even if it's just to win more for themselves, okay? Even if it's just to win more for themselves. You know a little bit about me. That's Rob there, business partner for all of Gold Medal and CEO Warrior. We talked about a lot of our badass team. You're going to see them in and out. You'll see them on screen. They'll be talking to you all day in the chat bar. Here's a little more of our team. CEO Warrior, we run out of New Jersey. We have a 10,000 square foot building. Who's ever visited the CEO Warrior headquarters? Type in boom if you ever been to the headquarters. And just a little bit more of our team. Here's what we're going to do today. You're going to manage yourself, not your time. Going to manage yourself, not your time. Okay, that's what we're going to do. And we are going to dig in right now. So this is part of our first working exercise. So let's fill it out together. First, put your name. I'm just going to call myself Warrior today. Okay. And where are you from? and I am from the amazing state of New Jersey. Okay, what type of business do you have? And if I filled that out, just so you guys know what Gold Medal did, and most people don't know everything, we did plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, drain cleaning. We did one-day bathroom solutions. We did basement waterproofing. We did restoration. We did carpet cleaning. We've done remodeling throughout my career. We've did over $1 million in indoor air quality, over $1 million in water filtration. Man, I don't know what we did not do. We did everything. And we did a lot of money. HVAC, we did over 19 million alone. We did underground, so pipe bursting. We did a whole bunch of that. So type right in there, what do you do? And next thing is, through the training today, if we could help you with one thing, what could we help you with? Now, in a minute, I'll have Nelson put on a little bit of thinking music for you. We're just going to take 2 minutes to fill this out. And while you're filling it out, I want you to fill out the bottom. And then I'm going to ask some of you some questions. Here's what I want you to do in the bottom. What industries are you in? And that is the beige. So let me highlight the beige so you know where the beige is. See this column here? Okay, that is what you're doing. The other column that is in blue here, this is trades you would like to do. And I'll talk about a little bit about that with you. So just go in, and I did HVAC, I did electrical, I did plumbing, I did drain cleaning, I did a whole lot of generators, I did duct cleaning, home security, we did automation, appliance repair, water filtration, we did a ton of that. We did home automation, we did indoor air quality. We did very little handyman. We didn't promote it, but we did fix it and repairs. Pest control, last minute. So you guys fill it out with me. Nelson, you put on a little music. I'll tell you when to take it off, and then we will see where all of you are as a baseline. Boom. Go ahead, Nelson.
Mike, can you unshare real quick?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You guys fill that out, and I'll bring you back up in a minute. Think about what industry you want to go in. What is an industry that might make sense for you in your future? Finish up. Think about what you want to begin. And bring us down, Nelson. So let's dig back in here, everybody. Let's dig back in here. And what I want you to do is type in the chat bar. Let's just go with what do you need help with right now, everybody? Type in the chat bar. What do you need help with right now? If we were able to just give you the implementation plan that would get that done, what would that be? Would it be hiring? Would it be recruiting? Would it be more leads, systems, growth, return on investment speaking, okay? How to get more people, outbound calls, follow up in leads. Super good. Keep going. You're here because you need help with something. And if you don't know what you need help with, well, we got to get that solved. We got to get that solved for you. Systems and beyond. All right, great. Now, what trades do you do? What do you do right now? Type it in. What do you do? I shared what we did: plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, drain cleaning, duct cleaning. What do you do now? Electrical, HVAC, carpet cleaning. Awesome. Aquarium maintenance, painting, mold. Yep. We did not do fire restoration, but we did mold and water restoration, water filtration, painting, drywall, and stucco. Awesome. Restoration, plumbing, HVAC, duct cleaning. Super good. So you already do a lot of stuff. Before you type in, everybody, what you want to do in your future, let me make a point and let me break down an old norm. The old norm was this: you have to be in one niche and own the niche. Did you ever hear this? Yes? Yes or no? Type in the chat bar. Did you ever hear this? You got to be in one niche and do it the best you can. Yeah. I thought this too for many, many years, everybody. I thought this for many years. And then guess what happened? Walmart, Target, Costco, BJ's, Sam's, Lowe's, Home Depot. The list goes on and on. And what I learned was a couple things. One, well, why does Walmart, can you buy a lawnmower, underwear, food? Like, why can you? Because when you're there, they want you to purchase anything you need in your life from Walmart. So I started to say to myself, you know what? When Rob and I talked and we were just electrical, we said, you know what? Let's become the one-stop shop. Now, a lot of you do multiple trades. But if you go back when Rob and I started to grow multiple trades, there might have been, first off, there was nobody that did plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, trade, nobody. They might have did plumbing and HVAC. Nobody did. I believe we were trendsetters in that for anybody who's known us for a long time. And the reason we did it is, well, answer this for me in the chat bar, everybody. How many customers do you need today? How many more customers do you need to add $1 million to your company? How many more customers? Type it in. Do you need? And you guys are doing great with participating. So keep this up all day. 200, lots, very few. 1,000. Well, isn't it true that you need 1 million customers to give you $1? Or you need one customer to give you 1 million? Well, it sounded so much easier, Dan. It sounded so much easier if I could go to one customer and do a whole bunch of stuff for them than chasing another person, and another person, and another person to get work. That sounded like a rat race. Why don't I just offer them what they need? So here's my next question for you. And here's, just so you guys know, I'll circle it here. This was a bunch that we were putting in place. And this third column is, for some reason, it's a repeat. So just cross that out there. But here is where a bunch of areas I was working towards to go. And so my question is, what other trades would you like to get into? What other services would you like to implement in your company? And there is a right thing at a right time and a wrong thing at a wrong time. I watched a lot of people try to add things and fall flat on their face. And I know a lot of people that add a trade like HVAC and they make a fortune. So type it in the chat bar. What would you like to add to your company that might make so much sense for your customers and for you to have greater growth, greater profitability? Go ahead, type it in the chat bar. Duct cleaning and maid service. Yeah. Duct cleaning. I learned how fast and how successful we could put it in. Marketing, return on investment speaking, maybe ponds and landscaping, generators. We did so many generators. Duct cleaning, solar, electrical, soft washing. Okay, good. So you already have an idea. Well, let me make one last point on this idea before we move forward, everybody. One last point. How much adding this trade or this additional item, how much more could it bring to your company this year alone? Type it in the chat bar. Take a guess. There's no judgments. I don't care if it will bring you $100, $100,000, or $100 million. There's no judgments here. Okay, no limit. but put a number on it, George, because if you could say $1 million, your brain will start to say, I want that million. But if your brain says no limit, then your brain goes, you're confused. You know there's an opportunity, but the world won't deliver it to you. 50K, 1 million. All right, super good. My question is, would you like to learn stuff today from me on how fast we implemented new things to get all of this money at the speed of light? Would you like to do that? Type in boom if you'd like to do that. Teach us. I will. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. And before we go on, is this super helpful, everybody? Is this super helpful to look through these lenses? Because my goal for you is to help you take off your glasses or your lenses you have now and put on a brand new pair of lenses. So type in helpful if this is helpful. And let's go to the next page here. Let's go to next page. Now, over here is a simple diagram to let you understand, first off, where are you now? Where are you now? And you have to get a grip on where you're at now, everybody. Now, today, this moment, are you happy or you're pissed off? Are you excited or are you annoyed? You have to really understand, and let me just unshare this 1 second, guys.